he should walk off a proud individual. What a knock from a guy playing just his second test match.
That brings out Bethell, left hand, so 2 left-handers now.
This is jagged back massively, and you're absolutely right. Bethell has been hit bang in front of middle. It's just a question of whether he's hit it.
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
It does look like it's an inside edge, doesn't it?
So can you go
he's
back
got an inside edge onto pad. I thought it hit his front pad, then it hit his back and gone through his legs. Because I couldn't understand how it's got to square leg. That wide, I thought it's gone through his legs.
Here's a good shot from Bethell. Finally, Southey's been mastered in this over because it has been a good one, in fairness to Tim Southey. Bethell gets a ball which is just a fraction over pitched, and and not for the first time in his innings, he plays a beautiful on drive for 4.
Continuing is Henry. This is driven by Bethell. Past William O'Rourke at mid-on. And all along the ground, it kept the bowler interested. But that's a beautiful shot from Bethell. He's just showing a touch of class there. Fraction over pitch, possibly. On off stump, and Bethell just leans into this push drive. Past mid-on and away for 4. Lovely shot there. 19 for 1 England.
I'm not sure you'll see Jacob Bethell play a better shot today than that one. That was a fantastic cricket shot. It was slightly over pitch, yeah, right, but I mean the middle of the bat, and it was met with such disdain straight back down the ground.
Maybe I've got a new favourite cricketer. At 50 up for Jacob Bethell, his second half-century in Test cricket, coming in just his second Test match, pushing the ball from Smith up to mid-off, coming through for another comfortable single, raises the bat aloft, steps down the track, a little handshake with Ben Duckett, and what a moment for the young man.
If Jacob Bethell gets to the 90s, he's 21 years old, and yet we saw him play carefree innings, unbeaten 50 in Christchurch with absolutely no pressure at all. He got to 50 and enjoyed the moment. He scored the winning runs. This one is pushed straight back to the bowler, but if he gets to the 90s, I will be curious to see whether the landmark plays a role in the way he plays, and whether he is just a little more cautious. I mean, he's playing quite sensibly at the moment, playing very sort of orthodox cricket in many ways. Duckett now tucks this one from Mitchell away through square leg. Or will he remain the carefree stroke-making person who doesn't care about the scoreboard and doesn't care about personal milestones, and it's all about the team? That's fine for the senior players, for the older players, guys with Test hundreds to their name already. Here now Bethell plays defensively once more, straight back to the bowler.
I think he's only human. He is, as much as he's looked superhuman sometimes. He is human, and he will have that in his mind. It's only natural to have them sort of feelings.
Down the wicket, Bethell actually took a step down the wicket and then picked up the length and retreated into his crease and forced it off the back foot through the offside for a single. I hope he does. I hope he does. I think it would be something slightly eerie if he didn't feel the desire to score 100.
He's got to, hasn't he? But I think the beauty about it, and what you'll have if he does get probably another 18 more runs here, 16 more runs, that takes him to 93, 95, where you would think he's one hit to wear. But he'll have a Ben Duckett, or he'll have a Joe Root, or a Harry Brook at the other end, depending on England's wicket loss. If Duckett's there, he's been with him for such a long time. If Root's there, he has such a calming influence.
Short pulled by Bethell, and over the top to Southey, who turns with slumped shoulders to go and fetch that, because it sailed over his head and kept sailing into the distance, and in fact into the scoreboard for 6.
Yeah. Down the track is Bethell, and it just seems like Tim Southey coming back into the attack. Suddenly England want to take advantage of this. Inside edge on the cut, down into the turf, and bounces up and fielded. Good afternoon to you, though.
Afternoon, yeah. There's only been, a couple of flashes through slips, a half opportunity of a diving Daryl Mitchell, but other than that, it's been comfortable. it's been a nice balance between attack and defence, but it's not been reckless attack by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it does seem like England have been in complete control. That may change though. Bethell's down the track. He's got a top edge. There's a run for the New Zealand fielder station at mid-off, but not for the first time. The opportunity hasn't gone to hand, literally though, on this occasion. It's not a dropped chance. Matt Henry just could not run down the distance that he needed to do, couldn't get to the ball. It just popped into the outfield at mid-wicket. But I tell you what, Katie, for a guy that is 8 away now from what would be his, not just his first Test century, his first class century, that is selflessness of the highest regard from Jacob Bethell. 92 not out, again goes for the big shot. This time, tempting cut square of the wicket, but it inside edges back past his stumps. And suddenly England are going for it.
You almost feel like he wants to get this 102 shots. Fortunate the pull shot that was actually into the wind as well. So it just held up in the strong breeze here at the Basin Reserve, and then just that angle back in from Tim Southey, looking to play it square. That was so close to chopping onto off stump.
Yeah, forgive me, I've just stirred my tea using my sunglasses. Couldn't find a stirrer. Wide of the crease is Southey, and up on his toes is Bethell. He's going to get 4 through vacant 4th slip. Moves to 96 with the boundary, and it does seem like he wants to get it done in this Tim Southey over. 196 for 1, England. Jacob Bethell hit the winning runs whilst reaching a half century on debut for the first time in the first Test match, is 4 away from 100 in just his second Test here at what I've been calling the spiritual home of cricket in New Zealand. The Basin Reserve, he's been caught behind. Jacob Bethell, flat-footed drive, trying to pierce extra cover, and Southey struck. Oh, Jacob Bethell, I tell you what, you should be so proud. He has played for the team, despite being just 4 runs away from 100. He hasn't tried to get there in singles. He hasn't tried to play for himself. He's continued to play his shots. And whilst he will walk off 4 shy of 3 figures, he should walk off a proud individual. What a knock from a guy playing just his second Test match. Success for New Zealand, yes. But Jacob Bethell will take the applause of his team high up in the dressing room and the crowd here at the Basin Reserve. A brilliant little knock of 96. His day will come again.